Hey folks, we are here Thursday, July 4th, 2019, episode 58. Welcome to Bouncing Brains. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G. Good morning, dicks.
Well, aren't you jolly, sir?
Yeah. Are y'all still tight? Never mind, y'all didn't get that. You motherfucker. That didn't work. Complete fail on camera.
Sometimes it happens, people. These are the breaks. Trying
Yep.
to throw out that fresh material and
Oh, that wasn't even material or a joke. I was trying to...
technically speaking material. You tried to run it in a public format and
Word.
didn't work,
I,
man. Didn't
okay.
work.
I see what you're saying.
Hey, bro, just take your L, dude.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Can't all win all the time.
So we can all agree that crack pipes and marijuana pipes are different, right?
Have you ever tried smoked marijuana out of a crack pipe?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've never...
but we're talking about a straight shooter.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
not any of the fancier models.
No,
whatnot.
not like the boiler ones.
Did have a buddy try to convince me that we could use a freebase pipe as a hash pipe one time, and technically you can, but it gets hot real quick,
Yeah.
quick.
Because you have to. I believe you have to like if you're trying to cook the hash, it doesn't have to be like.
You're boiling
It's
it
a
from
slow
underneath, but
But it's a slow like. I don't think you get a lot from it. Like
So
By doing
something
that,
that
no? I think you waste
something
a
that
lot of
I'm
it.
curious about. Y'all know how? Yeah, I know y'all have done this before. You've been like at a party or whatever, and then you take like a whole bunch of weed, and then you open the microwave and you stick it in the microwave and you light it up, and then you basically turn the whole room into a hot box, right? Y'all
Never.
ever done that?
I've never done.
Freddie, I would throw you out of the party.
Why?
That's a waste
why?
of weed, bro.
Fuck no, it
That's
works.
like that Crocodile Dundee scene where he sees the guy doing rails off the kitchen table and he's like, he thinks he has a cold, so he like gives him the cup of hot water and he throws the Coke in there and gives him a towel.
Well,
like,
what I'm
this'll
saying,
open you up.
what
And it's like,
what I'm saying is that
motherfucker, it's like $100 worth of fucking blow right there.
Yeah.
I've done it twice before and it works. Like I got everybody high. But the reason that I say that is because I was wondering, would it work the same if you were to do like crack?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I don't think you can. You get secondhand?
No,
No, right?
no, because you're vaporizing the crack. You're
Yeah.
technically vaporizing the rock. And
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. All right. Another fail.
There'd be some issues.
No, yeah, but I think, yeah, I don't think.
I don't know if it's scientific, but one of my favorite movies, actually one of my favorite like military based movies, man, is fuck, it was right there on the tip of my tongue, man. It's a Joaquin Phoenix movie in Germany and like right before the wall falls.
I forgot what the movie was called.
And yeah, man, it's just it keeps like I'm getting close to it and then it just goes away. But the whole thing is they're running heroin through this army base, U.S. Army base in Germany.
I think it was Buffalo Soldiers.
Buffalo Soldiers, yeah, man.
dude.
Also, the dude that plays the lieutenant, fucking great actor, man. Fucking, and his name also escapes me. My point being is, man, there's a scene where they talk a lot in the film about cooking up the heroin,
Yeah.
and they're having to continuously like consume calories because otherwise they would just get like completely fucking blitzed on this shit. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, man, I imagine there's got to be something similar to that when you have like a let's say mid to high scale crack cooking operation. You know what I mean? You always see the typical depiction of like say a coke sorting house. Where
Michael
it's like,
Pena did come out in that movie, dude.
yes, he did.
Yeah, dude, that's right, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The reason that I asked that about the whole secondhand thing with the crack.
You looking to upgrade from rock stars?
That's
We'll just get a little vaporizer and set it in the corner.
that's funny. That's actually funny. No, is because I've seen where like, and I'm not talking about movies because we all know that movies are bullshit most of the time. But I've actually seen. I'm not gonna disclose where, but I've seen like where people are producing crack to put out and like sell.
Right.
And these people are legitimately wearing gas masks.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea.
But I'm saying, I thought that it was because they're trying not to get high.
Well, you also got to realize there's the likelihood that there'll be other substances there as well. That's why.
So basically, you're saying it's because of the other substances and not because they're gonna get high.
Maybe a little A, a little B. Like you ever seen?
So then it does work then.
What?
What I asked earlier.
If you threw it in the microwave?
Not necessarily, but I'm just saying if you were to light and cook crack in an enclosed,
think about it like this: they're making cocaine with like the cover up, right?
Yeah.
Think about how much powder, like they're just slamming stuff down. How much powder is going to be going up in the air of the pure stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like just by, like in inhalation, you might catch some of that. You know, you don't. And also like the other cuts, but that's not like the same as like, because when you do that, you're only containing that smoke to that area. Unless someone goes by over there and goes purposely just tries to suck like smoke out of the microwave.
It wouldn't invade the room, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Okay.
Because like this is
no, but for the people that are listening, I'm not condoning that you hotbox any room with crack. I mean, marijuana is a very fun idea, but not crack. I'm just saying.
Where are those pet videos?
Yeah. I'm not saying like do that at all. It's just this is the way I'm wired, and I was just curious if
how you get wired
that would work, and that was no pun intended by me saying that that's how I'm wired. But yeah, man, I just experimenting, I guess. I mean, I'm not experimenting
without drugs.
Just to give the audience a little bit of an idea how we may have come upon this subject, we were actually looking up just now how to get custom pipes made, not crack pipes, though to be honest, might be a market there. We'll talk about that off camera, but custom marijuana pipes with not intended for marijuana usage, tobacco usage only, all state laws being respected. God bless the U.S. and Texas.
Word.
On this most holy of holy days.
And every other Republican. God bless your soul.
In the most southernest of sense, God bless her soul.
Word.
We were looking to make custom pipes here, and we were looking up Leo.
Yeah.
What's going on here, man?
I'm sorry. I was.
We got a bunch of YouTube videos here of like rappers smoking expensive pipes and all this. But anyway, we're trying to look into how to put our logo on a pipe in an affordable manner.
I haven't found anything on YouTube that shows it. Let me see.
Why would you think YouTube would have?
Because I thought, I don't know, man. That's my mind where it goes. Like, dude, if I want to see something, I want to like see like a video of it. And I think
in his defense, I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah, dude, I want to see if it's on, I want to see if it's on YouTube first before I search it on Google. You know.
I get you, man. But like, if you searched actually for prices on custom pipes with custom logos, or at least pipes with custom logos on them, you probably get some like knockoff Chinese company. My understanding is a lot of the mass-produced pipes are Chinese made at this point. You'd probably find a
anything mass-produced at this point is Chinese made. Again, we've established the point that China is. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. The U.S. is owned by China. So
let's see if this.
Well, not owned. Maybe
they have some receipts.
But all I'm saying is like China's like our landlord. Is all the fuck I'm saying.
Nah, man, you're going too far there with that.
Maybe they could do something like this. Like the octopuses. You see how these things are.
Do you know how expensive that would cost? Y'all can't see what he's pulling up here, but this thing, they're literally little octopi, like on top of these pipes, like.
I mean, I can see a girl smoking something like this, but not like an octopus. Just put your guys' heads and like the logo on it,
All right, man. All right, you coming up with prices here?
Girl.
The price on this is like
no, but we need custom made pipes. Something we can send them a design, and they will send us back pipes
that I know of. I looked it up on the interweb right now, dude, and it's not like there's not like a lot of places that would show up like this. Etsy is your best bet. Trying to find a hand blower on Etsy and then asking them if they could do this.
Right, right.
See, like if they were able to do something like this for $38, you know.
All right, look. First of all, I notice you're not looking up, say, etching, which would probably be a
Glass etching.
yeah. Basically, they would blow the pipe and then etch the logo onto it.
So look, this one does like names on the.
See, like that.
Oh, dude,
That's what I was talking about. So that's a perfect example.
Those aren't stickers. Those are actually on the glass.
Yeah,
Let me
exactly.
see. I don't
So
know.
what I'm saying? Oh, okay.
Let's see what the materials. Let's see what the materials. Let's break this shit down.
Yeah, we want something that's all
It's a
glass.
vinyl decal.
No, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it would last if you're not like fucking blowing it, like if you're not putting the flame directly to it.
I would stay away from it.
But you know, like if you think about it, like in the pipe, the majority of your real estate is on the bowl. You know,
Right, right.
so that's constantly getting hit with fire.
Unless we get into the bong market, which is completely different. I mean, I don't.
Bongs. I think
You know what? This is where we need some audience feedback. Or y'all like what's your thing? Sherlock, a bubbler? Are you into like a multi-chambered bong hookah type of piece? What do you know? A chillum, a straight shooter. Am I the only pothead in the room? Because I don't think I am. Y'all.
No, dude. I specifically I really like joints and I like straight shooter pipes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like those little opium looking pipes too. The one that has like the, I guess, what are they called? Like the steam rollers, but the little ones.
Right.
I've
right.
always liked those kind of bongs.
These bongs.
Yeah.
Those are simple, man. Those are fucking classic. I don't understand why people get too complicated with their glassware.
Yeah, man.
Dude, this shit right here. You have like a science kit right here. Look at this.
Now that's a little bit more okay. That one is ridiculous. That one, yeah.
The whole shit, the whole shebang. Look at that, dude. That's pretty.
Okay, yeah. If you got like, all right, once you get to multi-chambered pieces, I ask you only one question:
That's a pretty simple multi-chamber piece.
Can you clean that? Like the bong itself, actually, if you just had a bowl straight into that bong, that wouldn't be necessarily too hard to clean. You need some rock salt and alcohol or whatever your chosen solvent is. My suggestion is always soak in hot water and then use alcohol and some.
This shit looks pretty gangster, dude.
Don't use the iodized salt. It leaves a residue on your piece.
I had at one point I had this bong by Jet Water Pipes. I'm not sure if you guys heard of them, but they have like a really unique little setup going on, and they do engraving on their pipes. But check it out, Jet Water.
Well, that's what we need is like an engraving, an etching, something like that.
This is like an indestructible bong. And it's meant to like
what if we were to buy like a bunch of wholesale pipes, like but just plain pipes?
Yeah.
And then we take them down to the mall to that shop, All Things to Remember.
Oh, thanks. Yo, you think they'd come up with us? Like, you think they'd hit us up with like, hey, we want to sponsor your episode?
Hell yeah, bro.
You think they'd be like, All Things to Remember, man? Yeah. That's.
I think this might be a conversation for later, but yeah.
I wonder if they would question, be like, "Look, bro, we engrave things, but I'm not sure that we can engrave this."
Oh man, I was gonna say this looks like it's got some metal fittings on it, right?
No, this is all plastic, like endurable, hard plastic.
There are some pieces, I don't know if they're still on the market. I can't imagine why they wouldn't be, but there were some pieces I was seeing in the early 2000s, back when I was a heavy High Times reader. And it was like some German and Dutch pieces that the glass they were using, part of the showroom demo was they would drop it onto the tile floor and kick it around for a while just to like show you how durable the son of a bitch was. But,
yeah, dude. Well, that's something like that. Where they're like, I'm trying to show you.
Well, no, this was a glass piece, though, man.
Oh, this was a glass piece?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, look up indestructible glass bong.
Indestructible glass bong. Let me see.
We're going on a rabbit hole of stonerism today, sir.
Hold on, let me write this down so that way I know at this point we talked about it.
That's how you know that you've talked a lot of shit when like you gotta write shit down. Did I already talk about that? Yeah, you did 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, dude, think about it. That's the risk that's run, say, by a stand-up comic doing multiple sets a night. You know, multiple.
I think that's a little different because when you're first of all when you're the caliber of comic that can run 3 different 1 hour sets in one night,
Right.
I think that your brain has the capability of distinguishing the 3 sets. I think.
I would imagine so. Usually, man. To be honest, where I think the issue might come in is if you're talking the same venue, like if you're doing like multiple, shows a night at the same place, you may have a
I
bit
think I think there was a story about Jim Gaffigan
Yeah.
doing that at the Comedy Store. That another professional was watching him,
Mhm.
and he did 3 sets in one night, 1 hour sets, and they said that they were tripping out because every single set was different,
Mhm.
and not one joke was repeated in
Damn.
either one of the sets.
Okay, right on, man. Hey, Jim Gaffigan's a motherfucker, man. Like that dude.
Can we acknowledge that this guy's trying to go ham on this bong?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
making him
y'all,
look like a fool.
y'all can't see this, but this dude is like, I think the bowl's in too, right? Or
Yeah,
at
the
least
bowl.
Yeah.
stem.
No, like they took the
Oh,
bowl out. But
Okay,
I
so
think
that's
the
just
stem's
the
still.
mounting.
Yeah,
But yeah, this guy is literally stomping on this. That looks like an 18-inch bong.
I believe so.
Not quite a 2-footer, at least, man.
No. No, I
Yeah.
think it's a good.
Oh yeah, that
I think it's
that
a good
might
3
actually,
feet.
Yeah, that's no way. No way. That's a 3-footer. I have smoked a 3-footer, sir, and that is
That's
not
not
a
a
3-footer.
3-footer.
Yeah, no, that's when it starts getting real unwieldy.
I mean, because it was pretty much the size from when he's sitting down to where his crotch is at to like lower, like upper lower neck, like chest area. You know,
Maybe so, man. I'll give it 2 feet,
2 feet.
maybe. It's very sleek design. It's very one of those tubular, I
Yeah.
guess, pipes with a.
What did you go get, bro? Is he really gonna try to smoke it now? After you beat the fuck out of it?
I think so. Oh no, he's just
No,
dropping
he's
it.
just
he
dropping it.
continues to drop
And then I could be wrong, but that's a concrete floor, isn't it?
it. I'm not sure. I think it might. It looks like
It might be tile.
might
I
be
guess.
tile, yeah. But it's still a hard floor. It's not. It doesn't look like carpet.
Yeah. My suggestion for any glass pipe smokers is have a nice fluffy rug in your your smoking area.
Yeah.
I don't always follow that advice myself, but you know, hey,
Have
just
you
a-
ever like bought a new piece and then had it like destroyed right in front of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, man. I've been there where I haven't even used the piece and
I'm not gonna lie. I once had a broken pipe almost ruin a friendship, man.
oh, you for real? Someone dropped it.
Huh?
Someone dropped it.
Oh, he fucking open palm swatted it. It was
Oh.
sitting on a chair, and he went to go sit down and just straight up across the room.
Oh, but not on purpose.
Was he joking
Eh.
around and it went too far?
He was drunk,
Oh.
so there were extenuating circumstances, but still, you know what I mean. You can see that kind of moment
Yeah.
of glee in a real shit starter's eye, where it's like, I'm gonna do this thing.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna partake in any festivities tonight? 4th of July?
Not really,
No.
man.
Nah,
No parades, no barbecues, no.
No.
nah,
No.
I'm
nah.
gonna take my ass to
I'm
sleep.
gonna listen to the neighbors set off fireworks. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Are you guys a big fan of fireworks or
Not really.
no?
I've partaken a time or two.
I mean, when I was younger.
When you were a youngin'? A little Freddy running around?
Well, I mean, I don't know about the running around part, but
Oh.
Now, what are your favorite types? The sparkly types, the explosive types, are the big explosive sparkly types?
I like the kind that you could throw at people, like the black cats, the Roman candles. Like I like getting interactive with my fireworks. That's
yeah, me and my brother used to get very creative
yeah.
with like our fireworks.
At one
We
point,
used to
oh,
put
go ahead.
them. We used to put them in ant holes. We used to grab like I want to say 15, 20 of them, and then grab a rubber band and grab a real cat and tie them to their tail, and then light that motherfucker and then let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't condone anybody doing that shit. But it was fun. I'm not gonna lie.
My little brother one time, he got upset because we were like ganging up on him in Roman candle fights. And he got like, my dad had bought in all these fireworks. So at the end, my dad would always buy like that one big firework thing show that you put all these balls through this like tube and
Yeah.
they shoot out, you know?
Mhm.
So he had bought in that because at the end of the night, like when it was like getting close to the needle dropping, he would light them off like for all 12 months, whatever. My dad was like religious about his fireworks. So my little brother gets that. And he puts the ball inside, lights it up, and he points it at us, dude. And we're just like, fucking, oh shit. So we run out of the way. Like, obviously we dodge it because that fuse is pretty long. So, but he lights a whole part of like the woods on fire, dude.
What
Dude,
the fuck?
Like we were out there with like water hoses and buckets, but the fire department came, and they like basically they basically gave my dad a ticket, and I don't know if my dad bought fireworks after that ever again. I know that he did at one point, like, but I'm not sure if he took a break from buying us fireworks. But we got like spanked real bad.
As you should.
Yeah, dude.
Though, kudos for your brother for creativity.
Oh, dude, he just got real pissed. He's like, we would play dirt clawed fights, and when we would out dirt claw him, he would start getting real rocks. So he was always that kid that like
Escalated.
yeah.
Do y'all remember? I hated those fucking things. I'm gonna start by saying that. But do y'all remember those big ass firecrackers? That were called, they were Mexican. It was a Mexican made product. The palomas.
Yeah, dude.
And it wasn't even a real fucking firecracker. It was just a huge piece of newspaper wrapped around a shitload of gunpowder. Basically,
Yeah.
What the fuck? With a
Dude,
a
little
fucking,
kids would lose
like-
limbs lighting
Exactly, man.
these.
So the reason as to
Oh, I
why
shouldn't laugh at
I bring this up is because by the way, after a while there's so many fucking accidents happening, they made them illegal in Mexico. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made them
Yeah.
illegal in Mexico. For Mexico to illegalize anything,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I don't think they've even illegalized yet, like hardcore drugs. No.
yeah, exactly. So the reason I bring that up is because I was young. I was like 10 years old. My friend, which was way older than me, he was like 18 or 19 years old. He had one. He had one of those. See if we can pull up a picture so that Sean
The
can
paloma,
see.
the palomas.
Yeah, so that Sean can see what we're talking about. And he had one, right? And they're huge, Sean. They're huge. They're literally like this big, right? So
It's like a
look, that's
newspaper,
it right there.
bro.
See?
It's completely DIY.
And that one looks small compared to like the ones that we used to see or whatever.
Like this one was like one of the typical ones.
Yeah, that like that. All of that shit is gunpowder.
It's just basically a bomb, dude.
Yeah. So my friend had one, right? But it
Let me
had
see if I could get a video of them blowing one up.
the fuse.
Yeah, do that.
The fuse was literally this big.
Why?
No, hold on. The regular fuse on those, it's longer.
Yeah.
But that one, it had burnt out because it was this big. So we kept telling him, I was like, dude, pop it, bro, pop it. But you figure that a 20-year-old would be smart enough to like put it on the floor and pop it.
Look.
Because it would, I mean,
Does this story end with a dead man, Freddy?
no, thank God. But it is an interesting ending.
Okay, so
And
what
I'll
did
tell
he?
you right now because I want to watch this.
So he's got it in his hands,
He's got it in his hand from the corner tip, right?
right?
Check this out. So, yeah. And that pop, man, is yeah. So he has it from the tip, right?
And some of these,
So-
like you saw the pictures, the fuses are pretty short.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slow motion.
And this dude still kind of takes his time to. Damn, bro.
See, now it's dumbass shit like this that those long ass matches were invented for.
Exactly.
Actually, I used to have like a fucking one of those flexible lighters that was probably almost 2 feet long.
Yeah.
Like that would just be.
So he had it from the corner part,
Right.
and he was like, "Hey man, like help me out so that I can do it. I don't want to light it and have to throw it because he was like, I'm not gonna have enough time." So he was like, "What we're gonna do is I'm gonna hold it like this, and I'm gonna hold it here. You're gonna be back here. You're gonna light it.
Look, he's gonna light two back to back.
Holy fuck! This dude is
Yeah. And there's no sound on this, dude, but it's a loud.
yeah. It's
bang, bro.
fucking. It'll make if you're not expecting it, and if you're next to it, you'll probably shit your pants.
Well, I noticed that one right there. The bottom one went off and flipped the top one
Yeah.
closer to the camera.
Yeah, dude.
So he's like, I'm gonna hold it. You light it. I need you to tell me as soon as it's lit so I can throw it. So that's exactly what he did. He did this, lights it. This dude said go. So he has it here, right?
Right.
So it's lit. He says go. He literally threw it here. Like
Yeah.
that's as far, but he had already let it go.
Right.
So the thing was here. So when it blew, like he said that he couldn't hear shit, like from this side.
I would imagine so, man.
Like
Damn, dude.
it almost blew up in his face. It didn't. No accidents happened, but I'll never forget that time.
Dude, my little brother's hard of hearing, and we had a similar experience, man. We were flinging black cats in a slingshot, and my little brother was lighting it up, and he wasn't like able to like light it and hold it back. So I was holding it back, but he had issues, I guess, like with the lighter. So we switched, and he was gonna be the one like pulling it back. So I lit it, dude, and then he didn't really hear me like say go. So I patted him afterwards, but it wasn't enough time. So the black cat popped, like he managed to let it go and launch it, but it popped like right where his ear was at, and it just like his ear.
Did he lose his equilibrium?
He did. Like he got like weird fluid coming out of his ear with like a little bit of like it looked like it didn't look like blood, but it looked like watery blood, dude. It was like
Yeah, man. That definitely that probably caused a puncture in the drum.
So I have a question in regards to like these fireworks and what you were saying, Sean. Like, do you like the loud ones and shit? Like with people that enjoy the loud firecrackers or whatever. My question is, since you like motherfucker, well that's nothing.
nah, dude.
Since you like the loud ones, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying for people that like them. Would you rather? I mean, if you're gonna get to that point, would you rather light the loud ass firecracker or just fucking shoot a gun?
Well, look, man. The issue always comes up, man. Like, well, you know, people firing off guns celebratory.
But by the way, when you fire a gun, you're not supposed to fire it into the air.
Yeah, no. Find yourself a nice hillside.
Or
and
into people.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty sure people had them figured it out.
Technically speaking, that's the way they're supposed to function, but it's another conversation.
That's kind of weird, right? Like the one tool that we have, that the one job that it's supposed to do, we can't really use it for that, unless
Well,
like,
you can depending on
Yeah.
the circumstance.
Well,
yeah, but like you have this tool, you're not gonna like really use it unless something happens. But the likelihood of that happening is like it's kind of slim here, you know. Maybe some other parts of like the United States, it's not. But
right.
Motherfucker, you been to Mission?
I've heard of, no one's like there's
Come
not
back
a lot.
alive.
Yeah, like not a lot of people like have been breaking and entering and like assaulting people and wrapping them up and kidnapping them or stuff like that in Mission, you know, like in abundance, you know, where it's like, hey, shit, like maybe it happens on freak occurrences like every once in a while, but
I mean, I see what you're saying, but yeah, I do understand where you're.
that it's a weird thing with guns, right? Like it's just
And like, I'm gonna say this, and I know that y'all probably like initially like look at me weird for saying it, but just kind of think about it. Isn't it weird to even think that you're okay with living somewhere where you would need a gun? Like where the gun is not a want?
I think if like
it's
Well, here's the thing, man. You're kind of assuming that everything exists in some sort of equilibrium or homeostasis, and the issue is, man, like there's a reason communities since the dawn of time have been wary of people coming into the community. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody just passing through, you know what I mean? Which is not to say that doesn't have, you know, echoes of the whole tribalism and the in and out,
Yeah.
you know, and all that shit. But the, yeah, you look, just because you found a nice spot to chill at doesn't mean somebody else can't find your spot.
Yeah.
but also like you said that would I really want to live someplace where I need a gun, you know? And if I was living out in the middle of nowhere, and you know I was using a gun to like kill my food, I think I'd be perfectly.
I'm talking about the city, man.
The city, nah,
Like
dude.
if like I believe there was a report that came out that there's more guns in Chicago than there is people.
Possible.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like if you
maybe
live
it's
out,
maybe to think of like just being proud of your neighborhood, even though like how shitty it is, you know.
Well, take for example, like now, granted, when you talk about gun numbers here in Texas, you're talking about a lot of owners with multiple weapons, like
Yeah.
large stocks of multiple weapons. But you also do have a lot of gun ownership amongst like large populations. Say, anyway, before we get into specifics, my point was going to be that we do statistically have less gun crime in Texas than in, say, certain other states that have less, even if their laws aren't necessarily more strenuous, they just, say, culturally have less gun ownership.
And Alaska is the highest recorded gun ownership, and that's because it's Alaska, you know, like you kind of need a gun in Alaska.
The bears
because
might
you
come
have
into
bears
town.
and shit.
Yeah, the bears might mug you, bro.
Yeah. Alaska's kind of
Dude, don't get caught slipping around the moose, man.
Alaska's bears is like the equivalent of like
Yeah, but there's more guns.
Africa's lions, like stray lions. Like Africa's one of the few places where
Dude, you'd never figure that other states would own more guns than Texas, dude.
Who's got the most?
Alaska's got the most.
Alaska's got the most.
But a close second, dude, is Arkansas
That's not entirely surprising.
or Arkansas. That's where Bill Clinton comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turned a blind eye to the dope trade.
Who's got the least?
Who's got the least amount of guns? Right here. Right here.
No, what's that 10% over there in the corner?
10% probably.
No, 14% New Hampshire.
Oh, New Hampshire?
10% New York? Is
No,
that New York?
Rhode Island? Yeah, New York, they outlawed it in the city. But Rhode Island has 5.8%.
Hey,
5.2 in Delaware.
Speaking of Rhode Island,
Yeah.
I've heard that people, you know, like from people that live there and move from other places, that
There's more guns in Hawaii than there is in Texas.
It's got the
percentage. There's a higher percentage.
Yeah, my bad.
the crime rate is really low,
Yeah.
and it's a lifestyle that's really passive. And basically the only thing that they complain about is that like it's a really good lifestyle to like live there and raise a family and shit like that. And basically everybody that I've heard that lives in Rhode Island, the only thing they complain about is that it's just way too cold. But other than the cold, it's like there's really no crime, there's really no. So the reason as to why I say that is like, would y'all consider like living in a place like that?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Where the crime rate's high?
You don't
You
like
said it
to.
yourself,
You
the
don't
cold,
like
man.
to. You don't. Okay, the cold.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say you don't like living alone, do you? But then I was like, you live out in the fucking middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I got no problem with like, you know, the small colloquial living. That's not.
And
too
to
much
be
of an
honest
issue.
with you, man, like I really enjoy. Like I enjoy that. Like I enjoy a place where like the least people, the better. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
you want to be in a city.
Yeah, the reason that I want to be in a city
Yeah.
is because I don't like fucking with animals.
Bro,
Like,
I mean,
I don't like to worry about like stray fucking bears in my backyard.
why don't you?
Yeah,
well,
yeah, but it's them two-legged critters that'll get you.
it's a long stretch, bro. But why don't you look into like cities like Waco or the outskirts of Austin. You know,
Because
you
it's
got
still Texas.
Oh, you want to be out of Texas?
No, not you don't get it. Like, not that I want to necessarily be out of Texas, but again, the perfect example,
Like a place like Buda, bro. It's right in between San Marcos and Austin.
it's still Texas.
It's still Texas, dude, but technically there, the laws that govern Austin, where it's like weed has been decriminalized, so if you get caught with it, you just get like a ticket. It still apply to Buda. It's still part of like the same county that Austin's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you against the cold too? Would you move to Rhode Island
Fuck no, dude.
because it's cold?
Yeah, no, man. I like being places where I see like diversity, where I don't feel like, oh shit, like I'm in Get Out, you know.
Is that why you're here?
That was part of the reason why I'm here. But here, it's even like it's completely on the opposite spectrum. I'm here because it's like there's not as much diversity. If you notice, there's a lot more Mexicans
True.
than anything else. And I would like to be in a place where it's more diverse.
It's not really a
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a complaint. Something I love the Valley. First of all, I was born and raised here.
Yeah.
I've always said that I wouldn't want to live anywhere else but the Valley because of various reasons, like the culture, the food, the environment. The if you really look at it, other than corruption, we don't really got much else other like violent crimes and shit like that, like you were saying earlier. But one of the things that I've always had against the Valley, and again, I'm not really shitting on y'all. I love the Valley, but what you were saying right now is diversity, and if I really want to like point it out, and again, this is because it's my fucking preference, and yes, I will say because it's my preference, like I don't know how to say it to make it sound right.
Not enough black chicks.
Yeah, we need more black women in the Valley.
That's your one gripe about the Valley.
Yeah, we need. That's why I love living in LA, man. Because there was black women, there was Canadian black women, there was very dark skinned Cuban women, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And here it's like I've only known of like a handful of black women that actually like live here in the Valley. And it's just I would like to be, what I'm saying is I would like to be able to go out in public, and for the chances of me meeting a black woman, for them to be more than 50%.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Right on.
Or let me put it to you like this: not just black women, but like for it to be a 50% chance of meeting like
right here,
like a Cuban.
Least American city in America, McAllen, Texas, because of its diversity.
Yeah,
and because
I can see that.
Yeah,
can you see that?
Yeah, I can see the screaming.
Motherfucker.
Nice, dude. Nice.
McAllen,
Boulder, Colorado, for the same reason. Like a lot of these places, Brownsville also is on there. Those are two places in the Valley. If you want to consider Laredo the Valley too.
Here's the thing, though, man.
Yeah.
Part of the problem that we have down here is like we don't have a quick acceptance of new things. Like, for example, in like a lot of places, like, oh, you know, a new hookah lounge opened up. You know, they might get like a rush of traffic.
Yeah.
Whereas like what gets the rush of traffic down here is like, you know, PF Chang.
Oh,
You know
hey,
what I
a new taco stand opened up.
Yeah, but like, dude, we have like
which one?
No, I'm saying that's an example. Like, hey.
Oh shit! I mean, you got me excited. I was like, we got another taco place.
Point proven, dude. People get excited for new taco places.
Yeah,
out here.
fuck yeah. You know what I'm really fucking thrilled about?
Somebody was telling me they were trying to get a fucking chicken and waffle.
You can't eat sweets, can you? Like ice cream and...
Oh, no, man, fuck it. I killed some ice cream last night.
Oh, because what I was saying is...
Bloated as fuck.
Bro, dude, have you noticed the new Snowball that just opened 2 blocks away from here?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm about to fucking hit that place up, bro.
Damn, bro.
What I was going to say was we do have a variety of, like, eateries, fucking, like, there are all kinds of shops, like... but you have to look for them.
Yeah.
And very few of them stay open like very long. Like there was this Jamaican jerk place over on 83rd.
83, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried it.
I don't think
And I'll be honest with you. Like, I can see why it closed down.
like if you. I don't want to sound like I don't know if it's gonna sound racist,
You are racist, but go ahead.
but because I think there's such an influx of like there's such a big amount of like Mexican people
Mhm.
and Hispanic like people down here, I don't think anything outside of Mexican food is gonna kill. You know,
True.
like if you notice like the hardcore like restaurant, like the people that go to restaurants are the people like if you go to a Chinese like an authentic Chinese place,
But you know also
the
why
majority of the people you're gonna see there like routinely
Right.
any time of the day is gonna be Chinese people.
Well,
You-
okay,
you know-
that,
you
that's
know
part
also
of what I
why,
was
though?
getting at. We do have the variety down here because we do have the populations, say Vietnamese.
Yeah.
The I don't know exactly how big the Chinese community is down here.
I don't think it's that big.
you know why though?
The,
Phil-
the
Because-
Filipinos,
yeah.
dude, they're taking over.
The reason being
Yeah.
is also because we're very small.
Yeah,
And I'm not talking about us Mexicans. I'm talking about like the our region, our area, like the Rio Grande.
yeah,
We're small. If you go out to LA, LA is very very diverse. Like there's a shitload of Mexicans, but along with the Mexicans, there's a shitload of Chinese people. There's a shitload of Japanese people.
But what you fail to realize, dude, is that we're actually pretty big. The valley is a pretty big area.
No,
there's
man,
but there's just
not-
like a lot of area that's not
Okay,
like, been like
so
like,
let me
like,
give you
there's a lot of woodland area. There's a lot.
let
of,
me
like,
give you
stuff that's
another
not-
let me give you another example, and I
Yeah.
kind of know where your rebuttal's gonna come with this one too.
Yeah.
But think about it, Laredo's bigger than the valley.
It's not bigger than the valley.
It's not?
It's
Are you
more
sure?
concentrated.
Yeah, it's more.
So it's not bigger.
no, dude. Let me show you a map, man. It's not actually. It's
If you look at the metropolitan area for the valley, basically, it's we have a very large population. I want to say it's probably
look.
upwards.
This is Laredo, right?
Yeah.
Laredo's probably like all this right here.
No, I think some
See
of
if you
that
can
out
find
That's
it.
there.
outskirts Laredo. And this is
Look.
all of like
See if you
Laredo
can find a population density map.
population density.
Yeah. Like a heat map or something like that. Actually, the heat map would probably be the best if you can find it. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons Laredo. I don't know if we talked about this in the podcast. We've both been out there recently and like gotten a look at like the downtown area,
Mhm.
and they seem to be thriving. I mean, granted, there was also some homeless dude passed out on the corner, so you know they might want to work on some shit. But for the most part,
Wait, you said that they seem to be thriving? Is that what you said?
yeah, the downtown life in Laredo seems to be going fucking
Yeah.
gangbusters, man.
Even if you look at the county, dude, this is Webb County, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
This is like where Laredo's at.
Mm-hmm.
The valley is this, dude. But we also have like Cameron and what's
Yeah.
it called? We have those in the valley. Dude.
Like Hidalgo is the densest populated county down here.
Look at that right there. It's in the red, dude.
And what does the red mean?
Most populated areas. The ones that are in blue are least, or the ones that are, yeah.
Yeah, but that's why I was saying look for a heat map because it's going to show you where the populations are concentrated.
Let me see if this one's got it because I didn't type it in, but I was hoping it would be.
But point being, there is something about population concentration, which is one of the reasons McAllen is and Harlingen as well, for similar reasons, is one of the more built up like metropolitan areas. Like you can go almost anywhere in the valley at this point and find yourself a Walmart, a Target, a Best Buy in a lot of places. But to find like the smaller scale, or let's say the upscale smaller. Not the big store, again, like the P.F. Chang's, like fucking Dave & Buster's. Again, these are places that are here in McAllen for a reason, because they have the population density. But, there's been probably a couple dozen sushi joints that have opened up in the last 10 years. Most of them closed down, but here in McAllen, just because there is at least a large enough market that you can get the weirder stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's just like in the way that like the city like presents itself. I think the fact that you've noticed in Laredo, it's that one big city as a municipality. Whereas here in the valley, you have all these little other municipalities. You have Far, you have Mission, you have
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying
so
that.
it's like these cities driving the valley into different directions. Whereas Laredo, it's one cohesive effort for that whole city. You feel me? Like in Mission, they're like maybe targeting different. They try to target a different audience than they do in Far, or that they do in Weslaco, or that they do in McAllen. You know.
Fair enough. And again, the cities have different motivations and what they're trying to achieve from their tax base. McAllen is incentivized to bring in a little bit more diversity for entertainment and food, and it's basically, what's the word I'm looking for here? The luxuries. But I mean, on the other hand, we also do have some investment going on for higher end, say, commercial goods as well, because of a lot of this investment.
There's a lot of trade because of the border.
Oh yeah,
You mean like cocaine?
No, like products, like agriculture products, like
avocados,
fucking, melons, stuff like that.
Then there's the local grown produce, which we're seeing less and less of every day, which is an issue. But
what wiped us out, most people don't know this, is what wiped us out recently with agriculture here was this citrus like disease that started going around with the orchards.
Really,
that there was this sickness that the trees were getting, where it was basically contaminating the fruit and giving it just made the fruit to where it was gonna make you sick. Like it was not edible, so they had to cut down production for a lot of the orchards. Like they were still, the way they had made it seem is like they're gonna have to go through like a couple bad years to like get this like out of the trees, or they could start up anew and then just
I've seen quite a lot of, in the past probably 2 years, there's been quite a lot of orchards that have, even ones that have been sitting fallow for years, they just all of a sudden went in and just cleared the trees out. So okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's, I don't know when it started, but it's still, they're still talking about it. This is like the whole Rio Grande Valley.
Okay, and that's by population, or that's by municipality?
I think it's by municipality. It includes Starr County, Hidalgo County, Willacy, Cameron County.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, as far out as, say, Rio Grande City and all that is, we still get traffic on a regular basis back and forth between there.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you get people coming in from out that far for, again, entertainment and luxury purposes.
I think it's a lot for commercial, also like a lot of business. Like if you notice, there's a lot of like those 18-wheelers like out in traffic during traffic times.
Well, a lot of what do you say? Services like supplies and stuff. My family's business was construction supply, and there was always calls coming in from out that far, man. I mean, there's people need shit, and like you said, McAllen is a hub for trade. Like there's a lot of the warehouse district down on the border in southern Hidalgo County, man. I mean,
but that's also because we live so close to the border. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier. That it's also because of the
I think the biggest
region that we're in.
I think the biggest city in the valley though would be Brownsville, man.
If you want to talk trade and all that, yeah, man.
I think as far even population wise,
really,
I think maybe there might be more people living in Brownsville. Because think about it,
I'm not sure. I think it would be McAllen.
McAllen's upwards of 100,000.
Oh yeah, easy.
But I'm saying that's baseline right there. I didn't know Brownsville had 100,000.
I think Brownsville might have around there, or maybe more. Let's see.
But yeah, there's you also have a like you were pointing out earlier, there's a bit of a comfort thing, man, where if somebody goes, hey, man, I want to try this, it might not be too many people that are willing to put the money up to experiment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose on the one hand, that is kind of a benefit from the ability to get metrics, matrix as well, from social media numbers and usage and marketing that way, so that you kind of know how many eyeballs are interested in what you're putting out there. Granted, we're talking about this. We're not exactly so good at it.
Brownsville is 183.
Let me see McAllen.
Right on.
McAllen. There's 29 million.
Yeah, dude. There's more in Brownsville, bro.
God damn.
Yeah, man. Because well, I can't talk about this. Never mind.
Step back from the ledge, my friend.
Yeah, dude. But Edinburgh is like in a close third, dude. Well, not a close third. Edinburgh's not even. They're at 90.
That seems about right.
Yeah, 90,000.
See, now the problem with Edinburgh, and I imagine maybe the problem with Brownsville, is that at least with Edinburgh, they keep expanding. And my understanding was McAllen was doing this for a while as well. They keep trying to expand the municipality, so they're pulling in more population without actually building up the city itself.
Well, they're annexing a lot of like areas.
Yeah.
So that's true. Like they're adding to it without really having to like build more.
Yeah. And again, Edinburgh has tied themselves in with the school district as well as the water district, so that they kind of have a claim, but it's tenuous at best when it comes to what they're trying to build up their tax base, but they're not really putting any money into the infrastructure, which is not a specific condemnation of Edinburgh, but more so. And I mean, generally the conversations we've been having about, like, you know, if you have the fucking money to do something, what can you do with it that's going to be useful, not only right now, but also down the line to promote and incentivize activity from your tax base.
A lot of where that goes to is, I mean, it's fortunate, but at the same time unfortunate. Like, if you really look at it, it's entertainment. You know what I mean? And I mean, entertainment's nice, but I feel like it's a double-edged sword in the way that, because entertainment draws like so much.
Yeah.
Then for other shit like I don't know the right term, but like for educational, if I can use that term, educational, or like to build up people, create trades, which then create jobs that, going back to what you were saying, useful long term, like productive wise. There's not much. You know what I mean?
When I was taking this class in college, it was actually an art history class. They were talking about how societies, they're like, at first when people started gathering up into societies, their first instinctive, like, the first thing that they thought about was not, hey, let me entertain people and let me make them art. It's like, first, like, okay, how can we sustain ourselves on food? How can we get food?
Yeah.
How can we be safe? So it's like all these needs that need to be met first before they get started addressing, okay, well, now that everyone's cushy and well off, we don't want them to be bored. How can we entertain them? You know, like,
well, the idea, all right, and granted, this might be my inner libertarian screaming, but the idea, one way of interpreting it could be that the government's role is to provide an environment in which people will do that themselves.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
But they were talking
like,
about
it's one thing if you got a bunch of broke ass people that can't, like, yeah, we'd love to fucking, you know, put on a fucking play for the local community or fucking have a music festival or whatever it may be, but we don't have the infrastructure or the income to do so. And then it's like, well, hey, you know, the government will put, like, all right, fucking here in McAllen a couple years ago when they put on the New Year's parade, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And they paid some celebrity to come through and
who was the celebrity?
wave on the, I don't remember, some
Selena Gomez?
was it was some female celebrity that was
Oh, shit.
popular. I don't even remember who the fuck it was.
Selena Gomez is not female.
No,
Just-
no, dude, because she was down here, wasn't she? Selena Gomez.
Was that the time?
I think so.
There
I think
was-
it might have been her.
There was something that happened where basically the city got in trouble because they blew a bunch of. Actually, wait, I may be conflating two different events, man. They also put on that concert with what's his face.
And then it's funny how they bring down like celebrities, and then like you never hear that they were here until like they left a week later. And
How the
you-
fuck do we have all these stadiums down here, man? Like,
Well, they
like who the fuck is going to this shit?
They bring
Like-
up a lot of celebrities
like
too.
do y'all
you know?
remember?
Also true.
Y'all remember like about a year ago, 2 years ago at Max, that when 50 Cent was here,
No.
and then exactly, and nobody knew
Yeah.
until like a week later. Like I think it came out in the paper somewhere.
I still don't know.
But did the show sell out?
I don't even know. No.
I don't think it was for a
I
show.
remember now. He wasn't even down here on a show. He was down here to promote a boxing match at the State Farm Arena.
Oh, for one of his.
That's
on
when
his
he
company.
was one on the boxing promotion.
Okay,
And-
let's
and
be real honest. We are
honest with
bad
you,
about communicating down here as well, man.
And to be honest with you, the only reason that I knew he was here is because I fucking saw him sitting down and eating at Olive Garden. That's the only reason I knew.
What the fuck were you doing in an Olive Garden?
I don't remember, but I was there.
What's wrong with the Olive Garden?
I don't fucking like Olive Garden, but I don't remember what I was doing there.
Do you like a fake Italian food?
Yeah,
Hey,
basically.
bro, it's a nice place to take a date,
Look, I'll be honest. If you love salads,
Yeah.
that's your fucking jam.
and it's not expensive Italian food like prices.
Okay, I'll throw one more out there. If carbs are not an issue for you, their minestrone is fucking
Yeah.
beautiful.
I mean, I don't like any of their food, but it's a nice place to take a date. Usually, when you take a girl there, dude,
It's
they're like-
expensive though, man.
they're not, it's not as expensive as other restaurants that would wow girls. You know, it's like on the lower end of like that.
No, and this is my problem. Like I've always been the type of person, I do not mind splurging on food
Yeah,
as long as it's good. Like if I'm gonna spend $20, $25 on a pay, $18, $16, it better be some good fucking shit. I'm not gonna spend $20 on a plate and then it's gonna be like some regular ass spaghetti. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's the only issue that I have.
how do
with-
you feel about P.F. Chang's?
I mean, I don't like Asian food.
You don't like
so-
Asian food? You like Asian women?
That's different though.
That's different though.
Cause like pussy, it's a different taste.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You know what you reminded me of? You reminded me of that Bernie Mac bit. Hey Bernie, can I ask you a real quick question? What's that? Is it true that pussy tastes like pumpkin pie? Now, why you gonna ask me a stupid ass question like that? You know good and goddamn well I ain't never had no pumpkin pie. Yeah, man, I just, like, it gotta be some good food, you know what I mean? You know what I really would choose, and I have chosen any day of the week over Olive Garden?
What, bro?
Johnny Carino's, bro.
I don't think I've ever been at Johnny Carino's.
It's fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hold on, time out. I'm saying it's fucking amazing as in regards and comparison to, like, Olive Garden.
Look, it's about to be on. All right, maybe a slight
Fuck,
step up,
pizza sounds so good.
but it's
right
about
now.
the same way Chili's tries to do like South Texas, Mex.
Yeah, but Chili's, that's different though. Chili's is like,
I like how Sean's even calling that fake Mexican food.
yeah, I was about to say that's one
Get it,
thing.
Sean.
But the
That's
second
why
thing is,
you're a. That's why you're a beaner, bro. That's why you're Mexican, man.
no, I would argue the opposite point.
Sean,
That I was gonna say
Sean's an
that.
honorary.
I was about
Latin
to say that that's why you're not Mexican. If you consider Chili's or Applebee's,
No, but he called them out, bro. That they were trying to do that.
Well, that's what that's
okay.
what their whole gimmick is. That's what Chili's is, man. Is like South Tex Mex,
Yeah.
fucking. But it's also trying to throw in that fucking New
That
Mexico what the hell's they had a name for that shit. The Western fucking
Let's see what's on the Chili's menu.
No, don't do that, bro. I'm starving.
Are you for real?
I'm fucking starving,
Bro, it's
right now.
Chili's food, bro.
Still, I
it's
like
not,
the flatbread, bro.
you
I
like.
give him props for the
All right,
flatbread.
I won't bring up the food, Freddie.
For
No,
the
just
California
Yeah.
the California flatbread.
to be honest, I wanted to bring it up because I was hungry and I wanted to see what was.
Fuck no, dude. I'm
What was out
starving.
there?
Chili's
right
is
now.
one of those places it is hard to get a low carb diet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What I do have from Chili's is the salmon, man.
The salmon.
The salmon on the black beans and rice.
The sham.
That's not bad.
It's actually pretty good. And I think it's only like 700 calories or 650.
I like getting their appetizer, like their whole like the appetizer basket.
Right.
That with like a beer.
Oh yeah. If you're going for straight, like let's deep fry some shit and drink some beer.
Yeah,
Beautiful. There's a reason they have their reputation.
yeah. That's that kind of place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot where I was going with.
But don't take your family to Chili's on a Friday night.
Yeah.
You know, like no, dude, you don't do that.
Oh, so yeah, man. I don't mind paying for food if it's some good shit. But I mean, don't serve me shit and then expect me to pay $15, $16, and $17. And then on top of that, you also expect the tip.
You know what's a bomb ass place that I love going to? I mean, maybe you guys don't like it, but I fucking love this place, Papa Do's.
Fuck yeah, I like it.
Haven't been in years, man. But
I
good
just
stuff.
don't like this one down here.
You don't like this one down
Really?
here?
The reason that I don't like this one down here, and again, kind of like what Sean said, I haven't been to the one in Houston in a while, but when I went to this one down here, I feel like it's more expensive than the one in Houston. I may be wrong
The
though.
one in Houston's not cheap.
No.
You can easily run up $100 bill at Papa Do's in Houston.
Okay, so then maybe it is about the same price. Then.
Yeah, were you paying for the one in Houston?
What do you mean?
Like, did you pay? Did you pick up the tab?
Boy, yeah, that's the
Okay.
fucking reason.
The first
I'm
time I ate
saying.
at Papa Do's, I didn't pay for it.
No, fuck that.
So
yeah,
I was
you're
like,
lucky.
I was like, dude, this place is awesome, dude. I'm gonna eat here every week, dude. And then
Yeah, good luck
I
with
went, and I was like, oh shit.
that. I do have a friend.
Shout out to my
Oh.
ex-father-in-law. You were an OG.
Yeah, I do have a friend. My friend John. Which can't release his last name, but John, you know who you are. Shout out. John's the only person that I know that eats at Papa Do's diligently, like twice, sometimes 3 times a week. Cause he's like, it's the only place where I've been with that's nice. I trust the food, and I can get different variety. And this dude like really gets variety. Like
Is this John, a big boy.
not really, man. No,
Does he
he's-
order off menu or what, dude? Like, is there an off menu?
No, dude. He get. That's what I'm saying. Like he spends about $60-$70 on himself.
Oh shit.
So,
Right on.
So yeah, but John does other things for a living. So
John 3:16.
so yeah. So I understand why John can eat 3 or 4 times a day. I mean a week.
Dude, that
at
was
Papa Do's.
that was always the thing that like struck me about like all right, like you brought up like Scarface earlier, and motherfuckers always got the wrong fucking message from that movie. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's like, nah, but look how he's living. He's like, yeah, but look how he's dying.
Exactly.
But like you always hear,
Yeah, I told that to a friend though. He said his argument was like, yeah, man, look at the life that he lived, and I was like, yeah, but he's dead too. So
what I was going to bring up was, man, a piece of advice you hear over and over again. Well, if you're reading this kind of material, is like, look, if you have illicit funds from something you're doing, don't spend it on like, don't buy a car, don't fucking buy plane tickets. What you do is like, if you go out to eat, spend big,
yeah,
tip big, fucking, drink good liquor.
Look, I don't,
That
I
shit's
don't, I
untraceable.
don't condone it. Like I'm not saying that I
Buy
condone.
good weed.
Buy good.
I don't condone that
burn
kind of-
shit. There's no trace.
I don't condone that kind of lifestyle, but I do say this,
Yeah.
like for the people that say, well, if you're a drug dealer, the chances of you living to old age are very slim, and you're gonna die young. This is what I say though. and it's a legitimate question. Like, okay, think about it. What would you prefer? Living a long lasting life, but where you had to bust your ass, and more than likely you're not gonna enjoy most of your lifestyle because you're living paycheck to paycheck? Or would you rather die fairly young, but within that short span that you lived, you fucking lived everything, basically had everything? Think about it. It's That's basically what it comes down to. And to be really honest with you, like speaking for myself,
Hmm.
like I strongly believe that if I could have it my way, I honestly think I would rather live short but an enjoyable life. So for the people probably wondering why aren't you doing it if you've done it before, and it's a simple fact, man. The only thing that stops me now is that I have a daughter, so I'm not about to leave a little girl without a father. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if I didn't have a daughter, yeah, I probably would not have a 9 to 5 job. That's all I'm saying. And the reason as to why I say that too is because, like, now I no longer have like my mom, so I really have nothing to lose, basically. But that's just my take on it. Again, I'm not saying I condone that. I'm just saying from my personal experience. Cause it sucks, man. It's like, I mean, yeah, you live to 80, but out of those 80 years, how many years did you really enjoy?
Well, look, man, it's like the saying. There's a lot of bold, there's a lot of uh, to put it to this thing. There's a lot of bold drug dealers, and there's a few old drug dealers, but there's
Exactly.
not a lot of old bold drug dealers.
Exactly. Now, you know the very rare and few like cases that you can say, well, this dude got everything. And it's true, but that's the point. It's very rare. Like, for example, Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas got to live a full fucking life. He
Some of
had
that was
everything.
some of that was behind bars though.
Lost it. Dude, it was only 13 years. 13 years out of 89? I'd be straight with that.
That's good math right there.
I'd be straight. I'd be
Yeah.
perfectly fine with that. And you got to remember now another thing that of course they were never gonna tell you. Now this dude went to jail, got out. This is the catchy part. The history books and the documentaries told you that when he got out the last time, which was in the 90s, they say clearly that he lost everything and he was left with nothing. I call bullshit on that. I really do believe that because of the way that Frank lived his lifestyle. Like, I know this dude had money stashed away somewhere. And that's what he lived off of his final years. Point being is that Frank died at 89 or 88 years old. So that is one old gangster that I feel that he lived a full life.
Right.
And he enjoyed it. But the point is that those are very far and few. The other one that's really enjoying it, but he went gangster turned activist, is Rick Ross. And
Yeah.
I'm talking about the real gangster, not the fake phony rapper.
Highway Rick, Freeway Rick, what's
yeah,
his name?
Yeah, the funny part is
Freeway Rick Ross.
the funny part is the former crack dealer is in way better shape.
Yeah, than the actual fucking
The former corrections officer.
yeah.
Yeah. What a puss, bro.
Yeah, that dude is the perfect example of one of the biggest fraud cases of a gangster.
Hmm.
Yeah, I even have more respect for John Gotti, bro. And in my book, John Gotti was one of the lousiest gangsters in the world.
You think so?
Yeah, he was lousy.
Well, that's what again we had that conversation, man. That's what happens when you keep cutting the head off the snake. Eventually, what rises to the top is the meanest motherfucker.
Yeah,
That's basically what Gotti was.
but he was lousy though. Why? I mean, he was lousy business wise.
yeah,
What I
he
mean
was
by
a
lousy
bruiser.
business wise, he was too loud. And when you're a real gangster, we've learned from history, when you're a real gangster, and even if you're successful for a short period of time, real gangsters are quiet. You don't hear much of anything. All of a sudden, like somebody will come up missing, but a lot of times it'll take them years to find out that they came up missing because of you.
You find me in my 90s and you'd be like, you got me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, and when you're in your 90s, it's like, well,
you know who I thought was a pretty sleek like criminal dude? That guy that they based the movie Catch Me If You Can on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That guy
Well, he has
at a young
weird
age, bro.
He had a weird last name. What was
Also
it?
had aftermarket
No.
value. He works for I believe the FBI.
Yeah, the FBI is.
I think a lot. I think didn't what's his name, Frank Lucas, go work with the FBI afterwards as an informant?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into the details
Look,
of that.
here's the thing. There's a lot of gangsters from that period that made it to that age. Like Whitey Bulger being another one, man. They were all fucking ratting on everybody around them. Like, I mean, dude, hell, Freeway Ricky Ross, man. Fucking, that's one of the reasons. I mean, don't get me wrong. He got fucked because they gave him the life sentences that he eventually, got out of. But the whole thing was he was talking about the Colombian connection and all that.
But
shit.
Another reason as to why I think honestly that Freeway Rick Ross and somebody like Frank Lucas actually got away clean and they got to live like their life out is because if you really look at it, Freeway Rick Ross and Frank Lucas were I can't think of anybody else that did it like them. What I'm about to say, like they're the only two gangsters that I can think of that actually came out and outspoke like the government, like the dirty shit that this government was doing. And they basically ratted on the government. They were like, yeah, I was doing this shit, but your United States of America was doing this. And that's when the government was like, hey, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that.
Right.
And that's why I think they brought them in. And I mean, I don't know. Of course, I don't know the details of their deals, but I think that's why the government was like, hey, man, like, we're going to let you go, but you're going to need to stop that talking about, because I mean the CIA itself was fucking dirty as far as like the
in
the drugs and shit.
In
like
Ross's case, they buried his ass, man. He got the was it 2 life sentences?
Yeah.
And
Frank Lucas too. Frank Lucas was looking at something like 90 years in prison or some shit, and then he said, "Well, bro, I'll go ahead and talk about what y'all are doing with the military if you want to go down that route." And then that's when it was like, well, you see, look, listen, let's try this other approach.
Well, he also turned evidence.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he turned evidence, like that's what I'm trying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Happy birthday, America.
Oh yeah, by the way, happy birthday, America.
Wait, I'm gonna switch it over to Sean's shot because there's like a red, white, and blue
What?
behind his background. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
America.
So yeah, they actually, it was because they were actually able to, like, they basically exposed the country, and the country was like, whoa, hold on, time out, let's rework that shit.
Right.
And then you look at cases like Nicky Barnes, and Nicky Barnes also knew some shit, but Nicky Barnes' story, from what I hear, wasn't as credible against the government, so that's why they fucked him.
Yeah.
With the witness protection program.
Right.
That dude really got fucked. Like, as far as the witness protection program.
From all contemporary accounts, Nicky Barnes may have been the type of person who may have deserved a little bit of that.
Yeah, I agree. Nicky Barnes was another sleazy motherfucker. He was another one of those.
Well, you want to talk about sleazy, man? I was going to point out the guy that wrote, I think it was the book Pimp. Slim?
Iceberg Slim.
Iceberg Slim.
Yeah.
That guy lived to a ripe old age himself, man.
But he was more
Rick Barnes or Ricky Barnes. What was his name?
Nicky Barnes.
Nicky Barnes.
This guy put up he's a basketball coach.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this guy.
No,
International drug lord.
yeah, that's him right there, bro.
This guy was a pimp or what?
No, the pimp was Iceberg Slim.
Well, I believe
Oh,
Barnes was also involved in.
that's what I was gonna say. Iceberg Slim was more of a he was more of a pimp. The difference with him was that he was a pimp, a hustler, a game shark, loan shark, a game shark. He basically was doing everything. Like what I'm saying is, drug dealing was not like his cake, like
Okay,
Nicky
I feel you
Barnes.
on
Mr.
that.
Untouchable.
Yeah, but that's because he ratted everybody out.
There's a story about Barnes where he basically came up behind the city
And-
prosecutor and
and-
pretended to like stick him up at a hot dog stand in front of the courthouse, and then the guy turns around and he goes, "Oh, Nikki, it's you."
Yeah,
Like-
and the other thing with Nikki, I mean, again, these are rumors that I cannot confirm, but there is rumors that Nikki actually told the government. He was like, "Look, I'm willing to tell you everything with evidence, but you got to give me immunity." And then the first time around, they were kind of like, "Nah, no, that shit ain't gonna work." And then he gave them the stories. He tried to pull a Frank Lucas,
Right.
and he was like, "Well, I know this and this and this about the government," but his stories weren't as credible. So they were like, "No, motherfucker, look, we're gonna work this out." And then they, the whole witness protection program and all that shit.
Right, right. Um,
And he died working a regular ass job at some factory. That's all I know.
couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Pretty
Um,
much.
But yeah, my point being is, man, as you pointed out, it's the guys that kind of keep their shit quiet that, for the most part, go under the radar. Lucas got a little bit of his own fucking ego built up, or at least that's the way it seems to me reading the material. He got a little bit flamboyant himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, as we've spoken of many times on here, man, you take a guy like, say, Jay-Z, man, who may have started out dealing in illicit substances,
Yeah.
but very quickly realized that the investment and diversification of those investments was going to yield him a higher reward and also lend him credence to get,
Yeah.
further projects and build further capital.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a lot of these, I mean, well, it's like that Cat Williams bit where it's like, if you started selling weed, 10 years ago and you're still selling weed. Yeah.
I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah.
No, but the thing with Jay-Z was that one of the biggest things with him was that, like, when he started, like, that's all he knew. So he actually thought that that was the only life he knew. Like, he didn't know anything outside of that. It wasn't until he, like, ran into music that he was like, "Oh shit, like, you're telling me that I can make money, like, that I can make money otherwise or whatever." That, like, his horizons were like opened or whatever. And there was a point I was trying to make and I lost my train of thought.
Well,
where I was going with that.
To kind of throw this out there, man, I think you've kind of, complained about the fact that a lot of the say, young rappers who are still kind of doing the drug and gangster rap wannabe light type of shit a lot of them are not, that's not the life they're living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a lot of the incentivization nowadays in the music business is tilted at least a little bit more towards the artist, so that it's not, the artist can make the money off of their craft rather than having to go like, okay, well, we do this and this and make a deal with the liquor sales and the fucking, the seating and the tickets and all this shit. Whereas back in the day, that was exactly where the big money was. And you were almost incentivized as an artist to go find you a gangster type of motherfucker and be like, "Hey man, you're my manager. Go figure out how to get every fucking penny out of, this deal."
Yeah.
So there is less. Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons some of the great, crazy stories about the music industry revolve around these very gangster type of motherfuckers, is because there was almost a need for that type of mentality to get any type of income out of the business.
Yeah.
I mean, in certain respects, man, there have been times in the comedy industry where you can go and listen to very similar stories. I think it was Pryor's got a story about having a gun pulled on him because some club owner didn't want to pay him.
Oh yeah.
There's a story from not too long ago up in upstate Texas about a comic who got a gun pulled on him when he went to go get his check. They were like, by the way, you're going to take, $2,000 less than we told you, or something like that.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm getting at is I am kind of hopeful for artists in this new era to kind of pivot this a little bit, say for a young Jay-Z, where it's like, he gets into the music industry still at a point where it was all, direct sales, physical sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you yourself have experience with, trying to hustle fucking tapes out of the back of a car.
Yeah. And I mean, I can see where like these artists like come from, like a Jay-Z, and why they did what they did, and then you go into the music because you find this talent. But then I can also see how there is people that fall back into that old trade because they find the difficulties of like the hustling the music and whatnot, which it all comes back around to the same thing that I've always said with any type of art form. It's like when you do your art form, that is exactly the reason why, as into why you have to make sure that you do something that you love.
Yeah.
And you always gotta think, like, no matter how much money you make or how much money you have, you always gotta remember and think, would I still do this shit for free today?
Well, dude.
And if the answer is not yes, then more than likely,
more and more I've started asking people, because like the question's kind of awkward when somebody's like, well, what do you do? It's like, I'm a stand-up comedian. It's like, and how much do you make from that? Not much. But then like the question also comes.
But yeah, you should, that's exactly what I'm saying. You shouldn't value.
Okay, but
just because you don't because you don't make money off of your craft, it doesn't make it any less of your career. Right. Think about it. Like when nurses graduate high school, fucking college, don't they have that shit that they gotta do, like their clinicals or whatever? They don't get paid for that shit.
Well, it's
so does that mean that they're not a nurse?
It's like that conversation we were having a while back on the.
They do get paid for the clinicals.
No, I think they don't.
I've
asked two different.
I think they actually do the clinicals while they're still going to college. Like that's part of their.
Oh, is that what they're doing now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're putting hours in under the program.
Yeah, if you're not putting hours in under a program, you have to get paid. Like it's just that even with like interns nowadays.
Oh, okay.
You have to that's how your internship works. Like you do your internship like through school. Like you go through school and you do that.
Right.
There's not a lot of internships, a lot of unpaid internships.
Except for yours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And in that case, I'm learning a lot from you guys.
Well, that goes to what Freddy's talking about.
That is the first time I've ever heard.
I was being.
I was going to gloss right past that so that they could take it any way they wanted to. But the idea of you're taking value not just monetarily, but you're taking value from the actual work that you're doing.
Yeah.
But the conversation me and you were having, Freddy, was about when are you a professional? And my point was, it's the first time somebody hands you some money and goes, "Hey, good job, you have entered the field."
See,
but your argument, I believe, was it's when you kind of adopt, you go, "This is what I'm doing." It's that point of putting yourself in the.
And I disagree with that because of the fact that I feel
the money part.
Well, no, I disagree with the idea, like the statement that you're making in the way that that I feel that you're not a professional. And again, maybe you can look it up just to correct me real quick. Um, isn't it like 10,000 hours before you become a professional at
No,
something?
that's like I think that's Sam Harris's 12,000 rule, or I'm not sure who's.
No,
rule.
but I think there is
Maybe Tim Ferriss.
baseline.
Tim Ferriss, there you
But
go.
that's we talked about
baseline
this.
of,
It's
like-
mastery. It's
That's
10,000 hours.
when you master it. You could be a professional before you master something.
So would you also agree that even if you're a comedian and you're not being paid, you're still a professional? Or what is the argument?
Yeah,
again?
I think you can master stand-up comedy before you
No,
even
no.
get paid for it too.
I was extending that maybe it's the meeting of the two. It's like the first time someone hands you, payment for services rendered, and you accept that obligation onto yourself, where it's like, now I must conduct myself
Yeah.
as a professional.
yeah,
That's the kind of the crossroads right there. Where
yeah.
it's like,
I feel the same way. Like if you
Like, look,
experience a lot of that,
I know people that get paid that are hobbyists.
yeah,
Like they don't do stand up comedy. That's not what they put on their business card.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That might be, one of the little, what do you call it? Forward slash, writer, forward slash
Yeah.
actor, all that shit. But,
Well, if you look at I'm pretty sure you guys aren't into like hardcore punk or crust punk or any music in that genre. Are you guys?
probably nothing you're listening
No.
No,
Probably
like you
more
guys
than
don't know
likely.
about like bands like Ceremony and
to. No.
no. Okay, well, there's a lot of bands right now that are blowing up in the underground punk scene,
Right on.
and the majority of these bands have day jobs.
Yeah.
Like they're not bands that like. I mean, they don't make their living off of music. They make they're some of them are college professors. Some of them have like really like good paying jobs. Other people have like jobs where they're maybe like managing other bands, or they're working at a restaurant, or they're
Right.
like waiting tables. And
Well, traditionally, that's been the case for most, let's say, mid-range musicians, man, was like the day job. I mean, the best case scenario was that you became a session player where people were paying you to come in and play
Yeah.
on their gigs.
But these are like people that already like there's this band named Ceremony who've been a band for like about 15 years now,
Right.
and they're like pretty much grandfathers of a distinctive like style within hardcore punk, and they've had jobs they've had day jobs their whole career as a band.
Well, there's also the question of having fulfilling day jobs. I mean,
Yeah,
as much as I think Brian Johnson's a fucking pussy, the dude from the guitarist from Queen, man,
Yeah.
he fucking astrophysicist or some bullshit
dude.
like that.
he whenever Queen took a break, that's what he like. All right, I'm just gonna go back to Plan B, which was being an astrophysicist, I guess.
I guess I'll explain the origin of the universe. Whatever.
By the way, I'm sorry about that. I'm confirming our Airbnb for tomorrow.
Oh,
I just
shit,
gotta make
alright.
sure that we have that.
No, you chose the perfect time to duck out. Me and Leo got deep on some genuine thoughts. I thought some things were resolved there, and just as long as we can confirm, Brian Johnson is a pussy.
Fuck that guy. Oh, and don't fuck him. He's just busy pussy. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Dude, seriously, I am convinced, like, when Sacha Baron Cohen came out and said that, like,
He could do Freddie Mercury.
well, no, he was working on the project, and
Yeah.
he came out and said, like, the vision that the band has is not what I want to do. I would be willing to put good money down that what he meant was Brian told me no.
Brian, yeah, dude. I was so looking forward to Sacha Baron Cohen.
He would have pulled
Doing-
it the fuck. Dude, him doing the live. Don't get me wrong, man.
Rami Malek, he did a good job.
I haven't even seen the movie, man.
You haven't seen the movie?
Malik's a good actor. I like him, but no. That tiny little man is not Freddie Mercury.
Dude,
Freddie Mercury was an imposing figure, like just like some Willy Wonka
Yeah.
walking the earth, fucking
dude, that's Sacha Baron Cohen, dude. Every time I see anything with this guy, dude, it's fucking. I'm not like displeased, dude.
Yeah. I Bruno lost me.
Are you for real?
Yeah. I mean, not like I'll never
Yeah.
watch one. I mean, literally watching the movie, I just kind of checked out at some point.
Yeah.
He was trying to do. It was way too close to the structure for Borat.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it would have played better as you've seen Ali G the movie, right?
I've seen Ali G the movie. Yeah,
I think that would have been a
better
better usage
for
of the
Bruno.
character.
I kind of like how.
I'm not saying they couldn't have done like the
Yeah.
live, the on the street,
Yeah,
with people type of shit, but
I think.
yeah. And
but-
then there was that whole bullshit that he pulled with Ron Paul, where it was like, dude, I mean, I know you're British, but fucking just have at least some monicum of respect for the fact. I mean, like, look, you don't have to agree with the motherfucker, but the guy's trying to do some genuine shit. So
Yeah,
this does not. All right, whatever.
I like his new. I like his new show that he has, Being American, or what was it?
I saw a little bit of it, man.
Where dude, he had someone. Have you seen this show, Freddy?
Which one?
Which one? I think it's. Let me put it up. Sacha Baron Cohen. You know who that guy is?
Yeah.
Well, he has this show. Oh, Who is America? This
Yeah.
one, and he basically interviews politicians. Look, dude, he got this guy. This is off like a city official or some sort of like politician. Who he's telling him that he's like. I'm an Israeli I'm an Israeli like soldier. I've been leading the revolution down there. He has he's gonna talk to him about gun and like safety.
Is this the one where he talks them into giving guns to children?
No, but this is the one where he convinces this man to drop his pants and try to this guy's completely anti-terrorist and he's letting this guy know hey, I fight terrorists for a living in Israel. So this is the way we do about it over there. So he's like, can I just record you as a terrorist fighter here, like trying to shush me away with your ass, like your bare ass, because I, a terrorist, am scared of a male's bare ass.
Wasn't there also one where he got him to bite on a dummy's balls or something like that?
Something like that, dude. He makes these people do some crazy, ridiculous shit.
Watching it, I couldn't
Dick
believe
Cheney.
that.
He did one with Dick Cheney, dude.
Yes.
That was like, whoa. But not Dick
one.
Cheney. What's his name? The P.
No, I think he tried to get Dick Cheney at one point, though.
Yeah, or maybe he did do one with Dick Cheney, but I
There
think
was somebody that walked in and immediately walked the fuck out. But he did one with Roy Moore, I think, where he eventually walked out of the interview.
he's gonna show him explicit photos of of shoots of weapons.
Oh, the finger in the ass.
Yeah, torturing methods. This is these are torturing methods that we have for.
Jeez. Just repurpose gay porn.
Yeah. But I wanted to get to the part where he's showing him where he's having him
He gets him to do some ridiculous shit.
right here. He has him drop trout, and he's like, "All right, show me your ass."
I can't believe that these people aren't in on it on some level, man. There's
No,
got
they're
to be
not,
an
dude.
awareness going on.
And I wish you could hear it, dude. I wish you could hear it.
There
He's
has to be, man.
He's saying America, and he's like, "This is for America," and he's shaking his ass. Let me see if I can play it on these speakers on my computer.
Dude, and I have a hard time believing that most conscious people are not aware of Sacha Baron Cohen.
Do we get
No, that's
kicked
why
out of?
that's why I'm gonna play them on my computer. So that
But
way,
it won't record it.
no, I won't record it.
We'll come through on the microphone, man.
Yeah, it won't. It will or won't.
Yeah, it'll come through on that mic.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't worry about the
yeah.
volume. We can look at this
But-
later.
Oh no.
That wasn't enough to get us in trouble.
But he has a chaser and I believe this guy later stepped down off of his position
As he should.
after
he should.
this got released. But this is his new show, dude, where he just coaxes politicians into
And there was some incident where he walked into a gun store in California, I believe, and they recognized him and immediately told him to get the fuck out.
oh yeah. Oh, this one where he's confronting the most conservative part of Arizona, right? And he's letting them know that, hey, we're gonna build the world's biggest mosque in your city because you guys are so American or whatever. And he's he's trying to portray this really leftist.
I completely
Individual.
forgot about it, dude. He did this character at a rap battle.
Did he?
He did, and it was beautiful.
Dude, Sacha Baron Cohen's a fucking genius, dude. He's a comedic mastermind. He's a master of impersonations and. Oh, dude, this guy's a Renaissance funny man.
Yeah. I, part of the shame is that like more people aren't trying to use him like creatively, like bring him in on projects.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong,
I think
his solo shit is usually pretty good, but it's not. He's kind of retreading a lot of the same ground sometimes.
but he's he's playing this hardcore like Republican, and he's interviewing Bernie Sanders.
I haven't even seen this one.
Dude, it's like both people get it. Like it gets on both. Like he plays on both. And Bernie Sanders, I think he knows something's up. Look at his face.
Yeah. Very nervous about this. He comes from the same school as like kind of Tracy Ullman. If you've ever seen any of her stuff,
No,
you don't know Tracy Ullman?
no. Let me look her up.
The Tracy Ullman Show was actually originally where The Simpsons came from. They were a little like short piece on the Tracy Ullman Show, and then Fox broke it off it broke off and then went to Fox or something like that.
Oh,
Can't remember exactly.
I think I know what you're talking about because it was a. I remember when I was watching like This Is the '90s on VH1.
Mhm.
They were talking about how the origins of The Simpsons.
Yeah, but Tracy Ullman's a character actress. Like she does like real out there fucking impersonations, range of voices, and like
The
Get
Tracy Ullman Show got picked up by HBO, huh?
yeah. See, that's her right there. But yeah, good stuff. But same vein, like a lot of like weird character scenarios. If I remember correctly, at least the old HBO show used to have her interacting with like civilians.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Kind of like yeah, dude. I can see the similarities
Dude,
between
the classic
The
Ali
G
G.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ali G was great, man, because
Yeah,
they'd
dude.
bring politicians on there and fuck with
They
them,
would,
and
dude.
like, and Ali G was just a great character to fuck with anybody.
I'm
man.
kind of disappointed that the Ali G movie wasn't in the same, like it wasn't done in the same way as Borat and Bruno. Like I like it for what it is, but part of me would have wished that he would have kept that format with the Ali G movie.
Right.
Yeah. But hey,
Now that I'm saying that, like we're talking about this, man, I don't even think I've seen The Dictator.
you haven't seen The Dictator,
Oh, dude, that movie's funny.
right,
Is
dude?
it? All right, I got to check
Oh,
that
dude,
one out.
It's fucking funny.
Let me tell you this part where there's this shot where he's paying people. It shows you him paying, like I think it was Megan Fox for sex, but like an absurd amount of money, and she was like, "Remember, hush, hush, you can't tell anybody." And he's like, "Oh yeah." But then he takes a picture of her, and he puts it up on his big wall of conquests of people he slept with and like paid him off.
Right.
And like up there was like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like people like what was his name? What was her name? The Queen, like other like people. Just it was just ridiculous with the like what they did with that movie, man. And what's her name? Not Natalie Portman. What's her name? She came on in Scary Movie. You know what I'm talking about? The girl that plays his girlfriend in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Not Jennifer Love Hewitt. What's her name? She comes out in that show Mom.
Shit, it's right there, man. Party of Five, fucking Naomi Campbell.
No, it's what's her name? It's this girl right here.
Who?
This girl right here from Scary Movie.
Oh,
Yeah. What's her
yeah.
name? That's not fucking.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna look it up right now, dude. Anne Faris.
Yeah,
Dude,
Okay.
she is hilarious in that movie too, bro. Like she is. Oh, man, the shit she does for laughs, dude. Fucking
yeah. Great comedic
yeah,
sense of timing and whatnot.
yeah, dude. She's a babe too. You wouldn't.
No, she's white.
No.
We all
Respect.
know where Freddy's prejudices are.
Respect. I'm
No, I mean,
I'm
I
glad-
have nothing against white women. It's
Yeah.
just all I'm saying is
Do you
it's
feel
not my
much-
cup of tea.
You feel much safer, Sean, that you guys are gonna go out on the road together and nothing's gonna happen.
Well, Sean's also a guy, so um,
Oh man.
But yeah, dude, that movie. I dig a lot of Sacha Baron Cohen's movies. Even the one that he did that it wasn't his movie, but he came out in Sweeney Todd.
Oh yeah, he was great
Yeah.
in that one, man.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. A lot of people aren't using him
Like they would-
effectively as a character
Yeah.
actor.
I think it's because he gets a lot of shit on for doing Borat and Bruno.
Well, I even enjoyed that one that he did. The brothers, not the brothers Grimm.
I know what you're talking about. The
Grimby
two-
or something like
yeah,
that.
the two spy brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
the Gatsby brothers. No,
Was
No,
that it?
They're
Ah.
Gridsby or something like that.
Grimsby or something.
Something with a G.
Either way, fun movie.
Yeah, bro. That
Dude, you want to talk about a good comedic actress? She's said some dumb shit, but that one Australian chick that played his wife, girlfriend in that one,
Oh, dude, what's her name? Oh.
it's escaping me right now. Can't for the life of me think of it. But yeah. So what's up, Freddy? You looking down? What happened?
no. I was thinking of, but I don't think it's the right movie.
Grimsby.
Right
The
on.
Grimsby brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that other motherfucker that he was playing with, man, was just that guy's great as well. Comedic actor and
Rebel
dramatic.
Wilson, dude.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. She's I think she's like honestly, I think she's really attractive, but because she's that funny, you know, like she's funny enough to the point where I like
You know who I find attractive?
You've earned your
But
waistline.
when you look at her, she's really not.
what, bro?
But you're looking at her and then like she is, but she's not.
Mm.
And basically, what I'm trying to say is, I think I'd still fuck her.
Who?
Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy, the other chubby girl. Yeah, dude. Me too, man. I have to say,
He
dude.
said,
Oh, dude. There's something weird about her where
Yeah,
I'm like,
bro.
I look at her, I'm like, dude,
Wait,
you could
Jenny McCarthy, as in like
Tammy, and what's that other fucking movie she came out?
Oh wait,
Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids.
I don't think her name's Jenny.
The
No.
yeah, I think it is
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy, that
bro.
bitch.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And she looks like she's a freak too.
She looks like a.
I was about to say, like, Jenny McCarthy fell off like a while back. Don't be wrong, man. I still got love from the singled out days, but yeah, she's done something to her face. It ain't quite right.
Nah, I think that's why Jim Carrey bounced. He's like, bitch. You're
Oh, you
great.
don't think part of it was the weird paranoia that she seems to have affected upon herself?
No. What do you mean?
Hey man,
The drugs gave my kid autism.
Oh. yeah.
Like
Did they have kids together? They had a kid.
They don't have a kid. She has a kid.
Oh.
since y'all brought it up, can we touch on it real quick?
Vaccination.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think is up with
Jim Carrey?
with Jim Carrey, man?
Bro, he's just really enlightened, bro. I think he's just
No,
reaching-
why?
That's a
I
nice
didn't-
way to say he lives in his own reality.
Yeah.
I look, man. I've heard him. I heard him talk.
I don't think some of the stuff he says is like necessarily
Well
like
thought out.
no, not well, maybe not well thought out, but some of the stuff he says does make sense. Like it, like he touched on, you know how we were talking about last episode, sacred secretion.
Oh yeah.
Well, he actually, like, him and a couple other celebrities are like the forefront of letting like people know about the spiritual knowledge.
And to be honest with
And
you,
it's
man, like all that
Yeah.
whole 30-minute speech that he gave on Facebook,
Yeah.
like, and I mean on the subject Facebook, like, I think it's scary, true.
I think I could respect his thinking because I know where he's coming from. Like he's talking like there was this one talk where he was saying that we are everything and like we're all just like
and
hippie
you know,
talk, you know?
and you know why I respect his points of views so much. Like since he's been speaking out and since I've actually listened to what he's saying,
Yeah.
because of the fact that like I'm starting to see that Jim is like he doesn't give a fuck about money. Like
Now he doesn't.
well that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
like and that's why I feel that his thoughts are very genuine.
Have you seen him in this new movie? Or
What-
this new show that he's on? I think it's on Showtime. I think it's called Kidding.
Yeah.
I heard it's pretty good.
I enjoyed the fuck out of the first season.
Yeah.
It's got some weird moments in it where I was like, I'm not entirely sure where you're trying to go with this, but on the whole, fucking enjoyable, man.
I can
And he went to some dark places too.
I can now add a second movie to my Mount Rushmore.
Dumb and Dumber.
Ooh, okay, a third movie. A third movie.
Oh man.
A third
Wait,
movie.
what were you gonna say? The Mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna hit me with a curveball and be like, "Nah, dude, I like Jim's serious stuff." Man on the Moon.
23? Oh, shit, I think.
Man on the dude, Man on the Moon was pretty good.
No, I like The Mask, bro, and Dumb and Dumber. But The Mask is what I was going for.
That's your
that,
dude,
That fucking movie.
bro.
Dude,
That's
to this day,
Cameron
dude.
Diaz, bro. Oh.
Dude, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. The first one, you can leave the. Don't get me wrong, I like the second one, but you can leave that one off the table and
That's
just go.
the homophobe one, right?
The one, yeah, dude.
That's
where
the
he
one
freaks
big
out.
homophobia,
Yeah.
transgender shit.
Yeah, dude. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I think that's my favorite Jim Carrey funny movie. Like a funny movie that he's done.
Really, bro? Not The Mask?
Not the Mask. I mean, I like the Mask. I like them all, dude. But if I had to choose one, it would be Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, the first one.
And Dumb and Dumber is like
Dumb and Dumber's good too.
It's like your classic dumb funny movie.
Dude,
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels, bro. That
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, man.
Oh, bro, he's so
Yeah.
good, dude. So good. He
Yeah.
plays good, stupid, and good, smart, bro.
Fuck yeah,
The
bro.
Newsroom, or what was that show called?
Yeah, I think it was Newsroom.
Dude, that show was good too.
Hey, what time are we at right now?
We're coming up. We're about like 3 minutes shy from an hour and 50.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we can start like wrapping down here.
Winding down.
Yeah, well, let's. Can we try to wrap it like this?
You want to actually rap battle?
No, not really. What ugly actress would you still fuck?
Because she's ugly. She was pretty, but now she's ugly.
No. What ugly actress would you fuck, but because you found her attractive for the same reason that you find Melissa McCarthy attractive? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Dude, that's a hard one, bro.
That's why I asked you.
I mean,
And I was hoping that it would give you a hard one too.
it would give me a hard one. No, I think I mean, you're putting me under like. I know you're gonna judge my choices.
Of course.
That's the whole
So
point.
my boner's not gonna come out, dude. It's gonna feel ridiculed. Let's see, dude.
Who
I
would
don't
it
know.
be?
Sean, do you want to go first, dude?
Or does Sean not fuck up ugly women? Is that what's going on?
Only dime pieces.
They're all beautiful to me, Freddy. We are all but children of God, getting nasty and freaky.
Let me help us out here, and let me just look up ugly women celebrities.
Sean, we're still waiting for you.
Are you gonna wait on these images too?
Holy fuck.
You know what, dude? What's her name? This girl from no, you know what? No.
Oh, Alex Borstein.
Alex
Who
Borstein.
the fuck is that?
Look her up real quick. You'll recognize her immediately.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Hey, man, that's not bad, Sean. That's not bad.
I got tasteful.
Hey, shit.
Yeah, she is.
It's not
kinda-
classically sexy,
fucking-
but yeah.
Yeah, she is not fucking. Fuck.
You know what, dude? I would fuck this chick, dude.
You're just saying this chick. You're not on camera.
No, the girl that plays. You guys ever watch? American Horror Story?
No.
No. Oh, okay, well, there's this show. There's this episode of a season of American Horror Story where they're in a freak show, and they show this girl. It's a freak show, so you know those people that are like distinctly related to like they're somewhere on the evolution table. They just have like pinheads.
Right.
Well, this actress plays one of the pinheads in the show.
Okay.
And the actress actually is not bad looking. This is her, but she just looks ugly with her head shaved off. I would fuck her. I mean, if you look at other
But
pictures,
she's not. You just said it. She's not ugly. No. It has to be somebody that's known.
Let me show you-
that
let
the
me show
fucking
you.
world thing.
let me show you pictures because I'm saying that to be.
Just to throw out
Nice,
a secondary one here.
This is her. This is her. So just to be nice, dude, I'm being nice saying that she's not ugly. I mean,
She's not ugly though.
Bro.
She's not really. Well, yeah, that gap got me right
bro,
there.
really, dude? Like, I mean,
Oh, come on. The gap kills it for you?
A little bit.
that nose, dude. Everything about her, but the fact that she's able to play that character, dude. Like, for me,
Probably once she's in makeup, she's just having fun with it.
probably.
Um,
She's not a pretty lady, dude. You know, like, I hate it. I doubt you're ever gonna listen to this, but
all right.
I'm sorry.
What's her name? That's married to Tim Burton. From you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right? Escaping me right now.
We'll search her up right now. But she's not ugly, dude. She's really hot.
She makes
Yeah,
up very well.
No, she's not ugly either.
Well, no, ugly. You kind of went extreme.
Okay,
with
let
ugly.
me rephrase my question. A woman that you would see and have a hard time getting an erection,
Getting it,
and you had to fuck her.
I mean, celebrity
Okay,
wise,
so
I don't think there's
beyond-
any. I don't think there's any celebrities. Like
Yeah,
that.
man. Damn, then your standards are low, brother.
I mean, off camera, I could tell you who we know personally that I'd be like, nah, dude.
I can
yeah,
think of
but
a
no.
few like a few like supporting actresses that like might not fit the definition of attractive, but I'm trying to think the name of the show.
There's a couple porn stars that I would be like, nah, that's like,
Oh yeah, well,
you know,
some of them girls need makeup.
yeah, they need a lot of that product. But still, like, even with all that shit on, they're like, Can I show you those?
What the porn? No, not really, not porn star.
the
We're
porn
trying to wrap this up, not go deeper into your obsessions.
Oh shit, dude! Which is what
I know.
you should do when you're having sex with a porn star. Wrap it up and not go deep in there.
Pretty much.
Just,
I
Here
forgot.
there be dragons, boy.
I forgot who I was thinking.
Why you
about.
were trying to get on this subject?
Yeah, the one I was thinking about.
Barbara Bush.
But no man,
That would have been a hate fuck, brother.
There's one and she looks like a guy,
Tilda
but she
Swinton.
really is a girl,
Hey,
and she's not trying to look like a guy. is
Tilda
what I'm-
Swinton's fucking. She's something special, bro.
Wait, I might have her confused. Is Tilda Swinton the one that played the what?
Old lady in Budapest Hotel, the one that dies. You ever seen Grand Budapest Hotel?
Okay, I'm thinking of the chick that did Boys Don't Cry.
Oh no, that's Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank. There you go.
She's a babe though, Hilary Swank. And Tilda Swinton's a fucking.
When
freak.
she's got a little meat on her bones, yes, but like usually she walks around with.
Like,
I'd be afraid about breaking it.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
I agree with that.
Did she do the Karate Kid? She was in the Karate Kid, right?
She was the next Karate Kid.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
The next Karate dude. That her in that movie
I
was
could
hot.
get over the big forehead. I could. That wouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah, she does have a big forehead.
Might take a high jump, but I'll get over it. All
I
right.
cannot fucking think of that fucking chick for
No.
the life of me, bro.
Hey man,
Your
You
brain's
know
self-defense.
who, man?
is there a male celebrity that you have a man
No,
crush on?
well,
No?
yeah, we've talked about this before.
Who?
Well, not that I have a crush on him, but that I'd probably more than likely.
If you have a Tupac poster, I'm just gonna say you have a little bit of a homoerotic.
I do have a
fantasization
Tupac poster, and fuck you.
of
But
Tupac.
The important question being
every
shirt
post-
on or shirt off.
That's what I'm saying. Almost every Tupac poster I've seen has
Fair
shirt
enough.
off, bro.
no, this was just a close up on his face.
And or
It's the album cover for All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me.
No, it's not All Eyes on Me. It's Are You Still Down?
Mm.
Yeah, that one. You made me fucking forget again. Oh no! To answer your question, yeah, we talked about this before. I think I would totally, no homo, fuck Jay-Z.
Oh, that's true.
But remember that it wasn't an attractive thing; it was a power thing.
You're weird. You weird.
Because the other person that I would fuck is Warren Buffett. I would fuck that man.
Nah, man.
Again, it's a power thing.
Look,
I'd
see,
ask
we
him for
got different
advice.
motivations, man. Because like if we're, it's like, you know, hey man.
But see, it's because it's hard because That's the thing, though. I would never. Well, I mean, I would never fuck
Well,
another
if it
man.
wasn't
Period.
hard, it would be a difficult trial.
Like what I'm saying is, I would never fuck another man, right? But what I'm saying is, like, I would not fuck a man because I'm physically attracted to them. See what I'm saying?
I get you.
So, like, that's the difficult part. I'd fuck Oprah. And I mean, Oprah's not the most great looking woman in the fucking world. But she does have $3.2 billion.
Dude, you give me 1983 Oprah, I'll knock that shit dead.
Yeah,
Well-
I'd rather fuck Beyonce and get her pregnant.
Well, I think we all would.
Yeah, I'm powerful. That's my powerful black woman right there. Beyonce.
Yeah, but she's also drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, but Oprah, I mean, she's not as rich. She's not as pretty. Why
What do you mean she's not as rich? 3.2 billion?
Look who Beyonce's married to.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get Jay's money. You might get
No,
hers.
but if I convince her
he's
to
trying to
divorce-
sneak one in.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
just like-
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
If I convince her to leave him and that
That's not gonna happen.
Oh,
divorce,
no, you got impossible standards now.
You have a better chance of fucking Oprah. Is all the fuck I'm saying.
I'm just saying I'm confident in my dick,
Even
dude.
though there is rumors that she fucked one of her bodyguards.
Who, Oprah or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
I mean, I would imagine, dude.
The-
Jay-Z fucked around. She was probably like, "Fuck you."
There is rumors that she fucked one of her bodyguards.
And that man was never found again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is rumors that Jay-Z fired the bodyguard.
Out of a cannon. Out of a cannon into the fucking Atlantic Ocean. All right, so let's go ahead and start wrapping this up right now.
Damn, that suit though, bro. That suit right there on the left.
Yeah.
Shit. If I could only.
Jay-Z on the right looks like my uncle.
If-
I was gonna say he looks a little goofy in that fucking tuxedo,
like
man.
my goofy ass uncle.
on the left?
yeah,
No, on
one
the right, man.
He looks like my goofy ass
It's
uncle.
mostly just because he has the mid piece.
No, but I was gonna say that
it
suit
throws
on
off
the
the
left,
tuxedo.
man. That suit on the left, man. I just wish that I could keep white, clean, long enough to wear that suit,
Bleach, bro.
Look, you just stick to water and don't eat.
or don't step on dirt road. Don't fucking.
Oh yeah, that's why you get fucking chauffeured directly into a parking garage.
Well, he got rolled into a red carpet, bro. I mean, I don't think he was gonna be worried that shit, I'm gonna mess up my suit tonight.
Now I'm just picturing Freddy on like a dolly, like somebody just rolls up and like picks him up.
Word.
It's like lift your
Word.
heels, and then they just roll your ass on.
Hey
there.
man, you pay me enough, I'll do that for you.
Shit, bro. As soon as that funny money come in, you'd
Yeah.
be surprised what
Also-
I be doing with it.
Be smart in your negotiations, Leo. Get a suit out of it.
I'll sprinkle, dude. I'll sprinkle like rose petals on where you
Would
walk.
you play with my balls though?
Nah.
I'm gonna kick.
you have to-
Is it legal? Is it legal to pay just somebody to tickle your balls?
Technically a sexual act.
It is a sexual act, but
What if they scratch your balls?
if you're paying for a girlfriend experience and you just so
And she
happen you
just
want
happens.
your girlfriend to rub my balls, tickle them a little bit.
I
What-
dropped this
what if-
stack of $20 bills, and
what if-
she so happened
what if-
while down
yeah,
there
but
to
what if-
reach out
what
of
if-
her own volition and cut my testicles.
what if
in a
you do? What if you
loving
honestly
manner.
do? You have that person scratch your balls. It's like, I got an itch. Can you scratch? Is that still?
If you're paying for the girlfriend experience, I'm saying
They might have to be licensed to some sort of physical therapist or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how that happens.
another wormhole out there, but Japan has medical sex workers.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Japan also has AIDS.
No, Japan actually there's a very low amount of AIDS in Japan.
Oh.
See, now when I heard him throw it out there, I figured it was like some schoolyard shit. He was like, Japan got AIDS.
Oh, yeah, they got AIDS, Freddy. Hey, you know who else got AIDS?
Who?
Africa.
Yeah, that's why you get 20 shots before you get off that fucking plane.
Yeah, they got other stuff too.
Yeah, they've got some shit that'll kill you if you breathe it.
They got man.
They got medical AIDS, consumable AIDS, industrial AIDS.
Revolution AIDS.
Probably got some marriage AIDS too.
Marriage.
I want to know who's running the small startup company in Kenya that's selling dildos. I want to know that motherfucker.
Shake his hand.
And his dildo.
Nah. It's a hot environment. It's humid. I bet they sweat a lot. The dildos, not the guy running the building.
And with that being said, you can find me locally in the United States, away from Africa, and on social media at Freddy G across the board on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. When does this episode come out?
This episode will come out Monday. I don't know what next Monday is.
Never mind. Go ahead, Sean.
You can find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. You can find the audio version of this podcast at shoutengine.com/bouncingbrains, as well as on Stitcher and the Google Music Play app. New episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at rgvtitanradio.com. Show them some love. If you'd like to reach out and get in touch with us, you can find us at bouncingbrainspodcast@gmail.com, as well as Bouncing Brains Podcast on Facebook. We have a group there. Get together, mingle, tell us how you feel. We've asked you a few questions in this episodes. Respond, why don't you? Why don't we hear from you on holidays? But at the end of the day, go to YouTube, because we put up videos there. You can watch episodes. We have 3 cameras. We put a lot of effort into this. We didn't just bring Leo in because me and Freddy got tired of talking to each other. So go there, subscribe, like, comment, get us on the metrics, whatever it is. But most importantly, subscribe, because we need that 100 subscribers to get the custom URL, because right now you just got to go to YouTube and search for Bouncing Brains. You'll find us.
And if you don't like this, subscribe so you could hate on the comments. Okay? Just put some traffic on the comments.
Actually, fuck that. Don't do that, because that actually affects us negatively.
Yeah, don't hit the dislike, just the comments.
Because of the comment that something came out that our channel...
We can be held accountable for the comments.
And we can get pulled off because of something somebody else said.
You just triggered Freddy's inner capitalist right there.
Yeah.
He was like, bitch, don't touch my money.
Yeah, so fuck what the camera guy said. Don't do that.
There's a reason he's not on camera.
That's the promotion that's going to come up, right? You guys are going to... We talked about the possibility of moving up and the growth in this company, right?
And on to Pornhub.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was a fine Thursday morning. Whenever you're listening to this, thank you for doing so.
Happy birthday, America.
Keep it tight.
You. Peace.